Hey guys, David here and welcome to the FitPro Daily. Today we have a guest interview with Joe Mitton. Now if you don't know who Joe is, Joe's been doing really successfully outdoors, doing some sort of boot camp, small group personal training setup. Lockdown happened and it's forced him to transition online, which he's now doing super well in, working with clients all over the world and being featured live on the BBC, My PT Hub, and he's been in Men's Health. So this interview or chat that we're going to have is going to be super interesting because what he's actually going to talk about, his marketing strategy, is not your typical Facebook ads, spend loads of money. His marketing strategy is all about being kind, being caring, and building great networks. Anyway, enough of me talking. If you're new to the channel, don't forget you can always subscribe by clicking that big red button below. But let's dive straight into today's guest interview. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Today we have Joe. Now, if you don't know who Joe is, he's kind of a guy who works in the background, but he's kind of like dominating everything at the same time, which is quite interesting. And if you've been following him, he's been on the BBC. He's doing stuff for My PT Hub. Was it said you're doing stuff for?
Yeah,
And loads of cool stuff. So we'll kind of go through all that to begin. So as usual, tell us kind of how you got started and how did you get started in the fitness industry?
I initially wanted to be a physiotherapist, so I went to college to get A-level. While I was there, a mate of mine did his level 2 course, and I kind of thought, well, I'll give that a go as like a backup. Got to the end of my A-levels, and I thought, actually, I want to be a PT. I don't want to do physiotherapy. I did a bit of work experience with physio. There's nothing against it. It just wasn't hands-on enough for me. I really wanted to be the reason why someone felt better. That's kind of always been my motivation. It's always been like, I want to directly be the reason that person's life has improved, they feel better. So I thought PT is the way. I went down, got a job in a gym as soon as I finished my A-levels, got qualified as I worked there. So got quite lucky with not having to pay a lot on qualifications, which was quite decent for the time. Then went to David Lloyd for a year after that, which you've probably heard of. It's big in southern England. It's quite a big gym. Got loads of them. Spent my time there. Was actually relatively unsuccessful in my time at David Lloyd. Was only doing, I think my busiest week in a year there was 6 sessions, which I think you'll find is quite poor. I then went self-employed, and within 3 weeks of being self-employed, I was doing 30 sessions a week. And I figured I felt like the restrictions on how to run things, being in a big gym, David Lloyd controlled a lot of the stuff that we did. But being able to go out on my own, I got very busy very quickly, and went from doing 6 sessions a week to about 13 sessions a day, 4, 5, 6 days a week. And then kind of made the decision to go fully group training last year, and it's just kind of gone from strength to strength, really. It's been crazy.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it for then?
I've been qualified for PT for about 6-7 years, I think. And it's kind of, the group training has been solely group training for a year nearly. But PT, I've been qualified 6-7 years.
Okay. So what was it that kind of gave you that kick to move from David Lloyd to the self-employed stuff?
I've never been someone that's been, I like to do things my way, not in a kind of rude or arrogant. I just know how I want to do things, and I just wanted to not have the restrictions of having to be told all the time how I'm supposed to be doing it. And the way I run my business now is my clients actually have a lot of input in what we do, because I feel like they're the ones that are getting the benefits, so they need to know how we're running things. So I like to be able to kind of say, what do you need? And then react off of the back of that. Whereas I found at David Lloyd, they would say, I had people, managers and stuff telling me, you need to do this, you need to do that, but then they wouldn't be doing the same thing. So it's like, well, if you're telling me to go out on the gym floor and speak to 50 people, even when they're looking at the wall with headphones in, why are you not going out and doing that? Why are you not doing PT sessions? Why are you sat in an office all day when you're telling me how to be a PT? And I kind of felt like it didn't feel right. And I just thought, I need to get I want to do it my way. I don't need someone telling me how to do this, how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of felt like I needed to get out.
So you made the jump from the corporate gym to doing it yourself. How did you suddenly go from 6 people to the 30 sessions a week that you were doing it? And how did you get that?
So when I got my first job when I was a level 2, I just started posting my journey on Instagram, just kind of getting up early, what I was eating, my training and stuff like that. Then when I was at David Lloyd, I'd get loads of inquiry outside of David Lloyd membership saying like, oh, can I work with you, sort of thing. Like, I want PT, but they would have to pay, at the time it was £90 a month just to be a member at the gym. Then you had to pay £150 a month for 1 session a week PT. So they would have to pay £240 a month just for 1 PT session, which is obviously extortionate. So then when I then made the jump to go, it was quite fortunate actually. I was in the changing rooms at David Lloyd on my last day, talking to a member saying, it's my last day, like I'm done. And a member next to him said, I own a gym in Cambridge, we need PTs, do you want to come over? And I was like, okay, I'll have a look. And then I ended up spending had I not had that conversation, had I been 5 minutes quicker in the shower, or not had a shower that day after my class and gone straight home, had I done anything differently, I never would have had that conversation, and I never would have gone to this gym. But I started there in the January, which was quite fortunate. So kind of between leaving David Lloyd in the middle of November, and starting at this new place in the January, I just messaged everyone I could think of. All of the people that had ever messaged me. I got my mum to speak to all of her friends. I messaged people I went to college with, and I literally just said, look, this is what I'm doing now. I'm on my own. Like, you don't need to be a member at this gym. We can train. We can just do whatever. Like, come for a free session, basically. And I think the first week I had like 25 free sessions, and then I signed literally every single one up. And then that's kind of then repeated from there. And it was just a case of just messaging as many people as possible, posting on my social media sites, just saying, this is what I'm doing now, come get a free session. And then people just reached out. But it wasn't necessarily lucky, I guess, because I'd already been posting quite a lot on social media for years, and this was then the opportunity where they could actually come and work with me. So then it was like, right, take action. And I just, and it kind of just then happened quite quickly overnight, and I was up to 25-30 sessions within 2 or 3 weeks. It was really quick. Busy.
So you were working out at somebody else's gym then?
Yes.
And now you're outside, is it, your location from the pictures?
Yes. So where I am in Cambridge, there's kind of like 2 big main roads into the town, and then the university has built this new kind of mini, extremely expensive kind of housing village in the middle, which is for like all of their uni staff and PhD students. And they basically approached me, because I used to work, the gym that I worked at was about a mile away from here. And they said, we want to build a hub for fitness. We want to bring community together. We want all of these things, which was in line with what I was trying to achieve. And they had a massive sports field. They had changing facilities, showers. They had storage. They had free parking. There was a coffee shop nearby. They had all these incredible things on site. And they also promised me exclusivity. They promised to help me market to the residents and stuff like that. So I just thought, this is an opportunity I can't really turn down. Did it for a year there while still running PT. And then I just decided, that's it. I'm just going to go full-time outdoor training. But it's kind of, because we have like bench presses, squat racks, dumbbells, kettlebells, ball slams, battle ropes. We have proper gym-based kit, a lot of which I actually bought off the old gym that I worked at. When they upgraded their kit, I just took pretty much all of their old stuff. So it is basically like training in a gym, just outdoors. So it's pretty
nice. So how did the uni approach you, and how did they know about you?
Through someone else that they'd contacted about setting up kind of kids lessons. I was kind of working with a guy that I knew from David Lloyd, who he ran a coaching company for kids, and we were kind of doing a bit where his company would train the kids, I would then train the parents. And then this opportunity came up. He also played cricket with the guy. And the guy said, do you know anyone? And he said, me. Cambridge is quite a small place. I think there's like 450,000 people here. And that's summer when the students go home, that like halves. it's not actually as big a place as you think. So like everyone knows everyone. And the guy kind of said to this guy that I knew, like, do you know anyone that would be a good kind of person? And we had a meeting, and I said, yeah, I'm up for it. I'm interested. Let's do it. And it's exceeded everyone's expectations. I think they thought it's probably going to be like a 10 people a session, like maybe mats, maybe a few tires, and it's turned into this massive outdoor gym with over 100 clients, and it's crazy.
No, that's good. That's good. But it goes to show, like, I've spoken to a few people on the podcast and in different places. Things happen for a reason sometimes. Like you said, that 5 minutes extra you spend getting that shower, whatever, to have that conversation with that guy that led to that one opportunity you needed. These things happen all the time. We just have to be ready for that opportunity. And then the last bit before we move on is the networking. So important. You just be nice to people in general. That if you're nice to people, people remember you, you become friends, and you never know how far down the line it could be. It could be the next week, it could be 2 years later, but they might need your help in some shape or form.
100%. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the guy that recommended me, we don't actually really get on, but he said like this like in a personal level, we don't really see eye to eye, but he said this is the best guy for the job, because he knew that reputation, and he knew that I was going to be the right guy, even though we weren't necessarily best mates outside of work. He knew my reputation, he knew what I was willing to do, and he then put me forward. And obviously that's now my hub, it's now where we base everything. It's been such a transition for the business. It's like you said, you never know what conversation is going to lead to your big break, and you just have to always be prepared, always be ready. And then like when the opportunity arises, you take action and you push it as hard as you can. And that's that's where I was.
And that's another great point. Like, you finished David Lloyd, and then the next day you were on Facebook, you were emailing, you were messaging everybody. And these are the things, if anybody's watching this or listening to this and they're really struggling at the minute, take light from this. It is hard work, but you have to put the effort in. You have to be messaging all these people. Like Joe said, he got his mum to see what friends she had that might be interested. He's going back to his schoolmates and all the connections, his Instagram followers, to see who would be interested. So you have to put the work in.
Yeah. And there's a little period which not a lot of people know about, but I actually spent 6 months living in London, but we had to come back due to like family stuff. But basically I came back from London. I'd cancelled all of my clients in Cambridge. I said, I'm moving to London forever, this is it. And 6 months later I came back after Christmas. I had no clients, no money, no business. I'd spent a load of money in London trying to rebuild my business with a lot of great PTs. And again, it was that situation of, right, I'm starting again. And this was January 2018, so it was only 2 years ago. And I had to actually start again. And most of my clients had obviously gone off with other PTs, other boot camps and stuff like that. So I literally had to start again, and I couldn't rely. I think I got like 30% of my old clients back, because a lot of them were like, sorry, Joe, you said you were gone forever. I've committed to this person. I've signed up to this gym. I'm doing this now. And I had to then start again. And again, I was like, right, what do I do? Got in the gym, trial sessions, messaged everyone I knew. Do you have any friends that might be interested? Can you bring them along to a session? And just message. So it's not something that I've just done once and got lucky. It's something that I've built up a good, successful business, completely shut that down, moved away very quickly, and then had to start again and do the same thing again. So it definitely does work. Like, just messaging, being a nice person, doing a good job, being good with your clients, and then just saying to people, look, do you know anyone who might be interested? Like, you may not be interested, but everyone has a friend, a colleague, a family member, a football mate, or someone that they know that might need help. And it's just about kind of creating those conversations.
Okay. So fast forward to just before lockdown then. The outdoors going really well. Did you have an online program kind of before lockdown started, or?
So as for the trend of this conversation so far, it seems like I get quite a lot of luck. I had actually invested a lot of time and money, sort of summer 2019, I started working on an online program. Everything that we were doing in person, I was kind of gradually recording and creating an online program. didn't have an idea of when to launch it. I just thought, what we're doing in person works really well. Can I create something that means that they don't have to just be in Cambridge to be able to do it? So I was kind of writing documents, putting ebooks together, email series, and just kind of gradually building these things out. And then it hit lockdown, and I was like, we've got to do it. But I was like, it wasn't finished. It was probably about 70% finished, but I said it just needs to go out. And a work in progress is always better than something that you're trying to get perfect that isn't actually running. Sometimes you just need to take the plunge and just launch it and then work with it, as opposed to just trying to get a perfect final product. So I kind of just launched it literally overnight. That we did a session on the 21st of March, and then by the 23rd of March, on the Monday, we were fully online. So on the Saturday, we were still doing sessions. On the Sunday, I said to clients, this is what's happening. Come get kit if you want it. And then by the Monday, it was fully online. And we did 18 weeks of fully online, and then we went back yesterday.
Nice. So what is your online? Because a lot of people watching this are going to be interested because the title says online. What is your online program then?
So for the guys that were currently working with us, we just carried on doing regular just group sessions through the live Zooms and stuff like that, which I know lots of people have been doing. But then I kind of put together like a 28-day challenge, which we launched. And in the first launch, I had 50 signups, all organic, spent no money on advertising, 50 signups in the first launch. And that was just kind of like accountability, support, community, kind of just really kind of, I'm not going anywhere. There's nothing I can do. I've got all this time on my hands. So do they. And they needed support. And it's like, right, the workouts are going on, so just jump in. But on the side of that, we're just going to completely like double down on support, accountability, and just really kind of drive that home and be that person that's there for them during the time where no one really knows what's going on and everyone's kind of dealing with different things, and just saying, look, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to give you a hell of a lot of accountability and support, and we're going to smash this 28-day challenge, bit of structure, support, and we're going to get it done. And we've got some incredible results. And again, that's something that I've not spent a single penny on advertising, and it's made in the last 6 weeks, it's made over 3,000 in just organic. And it's just something that's just I've already signed up 2 people this week, 12 last week. It's just ticking along every single day, getting a lead, getting interest, getting signups, just because it's something that works, and it works really well. So people are just recommending left, right, and centre to friends and family and everything.
So what is the marketing strategy behind it then? If there's no ad spend, how are we generating these leads? How are we finding these clients?
So I ran a little competition, like hashtag MitFit28Day. So every time people like trained or they worked out or they posted food, I encouraged people to post it on their stories and things like that and use the hashtag. Then also we had a competition where, so there was the most active on socials, the most helpful and supportive in the group, and then the best transformation. And we kind of gave prizes where you could win another month's worth for free. And then obviously that then helped keep people accountable, and then they really drove it home. Then it was just people kind of posting on their stories, like the meals that they were eating. The biggest thing that I saw people say was like, oh, I didn't realize you could eat so much and actually get a great result. So actually kind of my clients were then educating their followers, just not even through teaching, just through posting the workouts they were doing, the meals that they were eating. Clients with their friends were then actually saying, oh my God, like you're eating loads, but you're training hard and you look amazing. You've done so well. And kind of just that social proof, but to kind of then activate in their followers as opposed to just mine. And then we're finding that kind of, I'm averaging like 1 or 2 new followers on Instagram a day and 2 or 3 on new likes on the Facebook page every single day, because people, my clients are just posting their stuff, and then people are seeing it, enjoying it, seeing that it's creating healthy habits and a lifestyle, and then they're then kind of just getting on board from there. So it's just encouraging clients to post the positive stuff.
So they're reaching out to you wanting to know more about the program, are they? Or is there some application form or something they need to fill in?
Yeah, so there's an application form, which is what I send them straight away. I just say, in order to make sure that you're a right fit for the program, I just need to know a few things about you. And then I send them an application form. And then, to be honest, like I had a PT I know messaged me the other day saying, how are you running your online sales? Like, are you doing a sales call? And I'm like, honestly, I'm not doing a sales call. I think I've done 5 out of the 70 plus sales that we've had. And that's just for people that just said they wanted a call. Most people, it's been a few voice messages, it's been answering questions, dealing with objections and stuff like that, as we know how to sell. And then just kind of, a lot of them were, because they've obviously reached out and it's all organic, because they're the ones that are contacting me, they are pre-qualified, are pretty much sold. It's just a case of kind of answering any objections, filling in the blanks, and then they just sign up quite easily, actually.
Yeah. So word of mouth and referrals is massive, really, because their proof that what you does works is coming from that actual person themselves. You're not having to sell; it's them that sell for you. Yeah.
Sure. So it's sorry, I think mine paused. So yeah, it's just kind of like by encouraging clients to kind of post the positive things online, as well as me posting them as online as well. It's kind of just create this community, but also the Zooms allowed access to people that I wouldn't usually. A lot of the signups that I've actually had have been people that are like, my sister's worked with you, my friends worked with you, but I don't live in the area and stuff like that. Like, we've had people in 12 countries across 5 continents working out of us during lockdown. And when like the BBC said to me, they're like, how have you managed to do that? And I'm like, honestly, every single person that's come from abroad has known someone or is related to someone who I've worked with in the past. So it's not any magical kind of formula. It's just, these are the select Cambridge people that I've worked with in the past. Her sister lives in Texas. She now lives in Italy. She's moved back to India. They moved to Australia 2 years ago. It's then just reaching out and saying, look, we're actually running this, but it's purely online. You can actually get involved from anywhere in the world. There's support, there's accountability, there's workouts, there's coaching, there's all of these things that are going on. Are you interested? And they're like, yeah, because they've already worked with me before. They knew, liked, and trusted me 3 years ago. I'm an even better trainer now, and we've got an even better product now. So why would they not? And it's just kind of like, why are they going to spend that money on someone they've never heard of when they can actually spend it on someone that they know, like, trust, have watched my journey for years? And now I'm saying, well, actually, the product that you used to do when you lived in Cambridge, I've now made that accessible anywhere in the world for you. They sign up straight away because they know me, they know what I'm about, they like me, they've worked with me before, and it's just about providing a product that is kind of supply and demand. I like to say to people, I flip it on the head. I find a demand and then I create the supply. So like I had the demand, so I had this list of clients. Because of where I am in Cambridge, so many clients, they'll move to Cambridge for a year while they're doing part of their PhD studies, they train with me, and then they move away. It's not to say that my churn rate's high because I offer a bad product. It's just the where I am, my demographic, because I'm based in a university site. A lot of my clients that come to me, they will move on within a year. So then I have the demand because clearly they're happy to pay for my product because they have in the past. So then I just offer them supply, and that supply is just a sort of a hybrid version of what I was kind of previously offering.
Nice. So let's move away from the online setup and stuff. How has the media made it? So let's start with, how did you get into the BBC and the radio and the My PT Hub and all that then?
So My PT Hub have kind of watched the work that I've been doing for a while. I've been a customer of theirs for a few years, and they kind of just reached out about a year or so ago and said, can you do a blog post for us? And I said, yes, obviously that's fine. Like, I'd love to. And then they saw the work I was doing during the lockdown, and they said, can you just jump on and like answer some questions for our PTs? And obviously I said yes. Like, I say yes to literally any opportunity. The BBC thing was quite lucky. I say lucky, but it's not really. There was a local Cambridge kind of coronavirus Facebook group that started up right at the beginning of lockdown, and I just put some workouts together on the My PT Hub app. I posted a link in the group and I just said, look guys, you're all in lockdown, download this app. It's got video demonstrations. There's just free workouts, because there was no kind of marketing chain on the back. I was like, I'm not selling anything. It's completely free. I'm a local PT. Just here's some free workouts. wasn't looking for anything off the back of it. I just thought people are going to be stuck at home. You can't always, if you say that you got into PT to help people, you can't only ever help people when you get paid for it. That's something that I truly believe. So I just said, look, guys, here's some free workouts. Just crack on. Mental health, physical health, just stay active. We had like over 150 people download the app within 48 hours, which was crazy. And one of the ladies in that group works for the BBC, and she messaged me and just said, I've seen the work that you've been doing in the community. Can we do a piece on how you've changed your business overnight? I said, yes, we did that. Then they reached out and said, can we do a piece on how you, like where you are 100 days later? That never actually happened. And they ended up doing a piece on local kind of, that went out on TV, which was about kind of the success we'd had. And they've also said that they want to do, someone from like the national team is apparently going to get in touch, but I don't really know what's happening with that. But it's kind of a lot of the other press as well, like with the magazines and stuff, Telegraph and things. I just get messages on Twitter, Instagram, email, stuff like that. And I think it's just constantly doing the same thing over and over again, being consistent, putting out good, positive content, helping to change lives. And you never know when the next opportunity is going to come around. Like the first BBC interview, I was in a park walking my dog. A client sent me something on Facebook, and this is like the one and only client that I don't have on Facebook somehow. I have all of my clients on Facebook. So it went in a message request. I then was like, why has that gone to a message request? Clicked it, replied to it as like a video of a dog, went into the main message request section, and there's just, hey Joe, I'm from the BBC, can we interview you? And it's like, yeah, obviously you can. Like, it was, had I had that friend on Facebook already, maybe I wouldn't have seen that message request, and maybe they would have interviewed someone else. And as you can, a lot of the conversations we've had today, a lot of it has been a little kind of chance, but it's always been through me just doing the same thing day in, day out, kind of always be ready. And I kind of see luck as the kind of the direct moment where preparation meets opportunity. And it's like, I'm always prepared, I'm always ready. The opportunity comes up, bang, we do it. And then that's kind of perceived as lucky. But had I not posted those free workouts in that group just to help people, she never would have seen it, and she never would have reached out. So had I not been serving my community and genuinely trying to help without any want for any money or anything, she wouldn't have seen it, she wouldn't have reached out. And then that kind of leads on to other things. And then journalists then see you, and then they just get in touch, and they find you from different things. I've been quite fortunate to be in like Men's Health a few years ago, which has got me a few more pieces. And it's just kind of luck of the draw, and just putting out good quality content all the time. I've been posting daily on Instagram and Facebook for 7 years, and it's like, it was bound to happen. I just always said to myself, if I keep doing this day after day, week in, week out, year after year, people will eventually see what I'm doing. And it's that consistency that then leads to these opportunities, which had I not posted in that group, had I not done this, had I not got that message, I wouldn't have then actually had these interviews.
Mate, and what this whole conversation's been about is, it's for anybody who thinks that these special gurus on Facebook are saying you can make 20 grand in the next 7 days. It shows it's not always possible, but putting the hard work over a long period of time is almost the better way of getting there. Like you say, we've talked about networking, being friends with your peers, people that do the same stuff as you, and your clients, making sure you have a good friendship with them lead to a good thing. Being consistent with your content, with your marketing and everything else leads to good things. Being kind to your clients so they can refer you people back leads to good things. All this stuff is the stuff that doesn't really get talked about often, because it's not exciting, it's not cool, but it's what makes, it's really what builds businesses.
100%. And it's not the flashy stuff, but it's the stuff that works. And I think that if you keep serving your people, keep helping out. Like, there's so many times I've done free talks at where I base my sessions, free talks in schools. I've done all of these free things all of the time. I'm constantly, just because I genuinely want to help. And then, yeah, if the BBC picked that up and they want to interview me, fair. But had they not, it won't change how I am. It won't change what I'm doing. I had a very successful client who ran a very successful business, and he kept saying to me, I believe in good karma. So he helped me out a lot in my early stages, because he said, I feel if I help you, then the universe will help me at another point. And I do feel like, since I've made a change to stop trying to always focus on money and think, actually, how can I help more people, not necessarily just about money, a lot of these opportunities have then come up. And I do feel like it is massively good karma for being so consistent, helping so many people, and just kind of trying to offer a fair service at a fair price, which is going to help to change people's lives for the better. Then these opportunities have actually then come off the back of that. And I think that it's kind of, I personally, you may not believe in it, but I personally feel it's good karma. I think the when I've kind of not been as good as I should have been in the past, maybe at school and things like that, my life didn't go the way I wanted it. And I look.
Are you back?
I'm back. Yeah. It said that it's.
Okay, let's just kind of finish around here then. So to finish, what kind of points or tips or anything else you would say to someone maybe getting started online, or maybe who's been going online for a while but just really hasn't cracked it? What are the kind of things they really need to be focusing on the most?
Number one is systems. Like, make sure you've got your systems in place, because if the tap does turn on and the leads start flowing in quickly, you'll get found out very quickly, and you'll just get a lot of pissed off people. Like, I thought you said that I could join the challenge. Where's my email? Where's this? They want to know where their stuff is. If you don't have those systems in place, those automation, and that's what the portal, like, one of my secret weapons for the challenge was the 28-day landing page that you had in the portal. Like, I used that, I set it up, I made it my own, and straight away I sent it through. So like, some of my success in the 20-day challenge is down to you guys and the work that you're doing. So having those systems in place. And another thing is, you never know who's watching. Like, you may not have 1 million followers, but you might have 1,000 followers who are very eagle-eyed watching you and just waiting for that moment that they decide they're going to take action. Like, I've had clients in the past who are like, I've been watching you for 18 months and I'm ready now. And I'm like, I don't even know what I was doing last week, let alone 18 months ago. But you never know who's watching, who's following your journey. So have your systems in place and just stay consistent as hell, and it will happen.
Perfect. How can people kind of reach out to you if they had any questions or anything then?
You find me on Facebook, Joe Mitton. You can search Mitfit, MITTFIT. Yes, just had to look down at my check that. Yeah, just reach out. I'm always happy to. I never had help in the beginning, so whenever a PT reaches out to me, I help them straight away. I don't hold back, because in the beginning I made a lot of mistakes, because there weren't people like you doing things like this, so I had to very much make those mistakes on my own. So I think that, like, don't be afraid to reach out. I'll always answer questions. I'm not someone that's going to be like, no, that's my secret, I'll hold it back. I'll help out. And I think that they can just, if they haven't already, just go through every single lesson in the portal and just use it. Because I wouldn't be as successful as I am now without the stuff that's in this portal. It's been a massive help. So if you're in here and you're not using it, sort it out. Get it done.
So that was the interview with Joe, and it was super interesting, his whole marketing setup, especially his journey itself. It's all been kind of the whole way through his marketing strategy. So that was the interview with Joe, and as you can see from it, his marketing strategy has almost been the same since day one. All about having that network, being kind and understanding to people, and just constant hard work, follow up, and doing what it is you actually really want to do. And you can just see Joe was he's super passionate about what he does, helping people out, and the way he's been able to expand or develop the business by doing the network stuff, doing the client referrals, messaging people, being consistent on social media, has really exploded his online stuff. So Joe, good luck for the future, mate. And if anybody else is watching this and you want to come on and share your success, then just let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.